Okay, well, let's drive out to our interview, David, and just chat a little bit.
Sounds good.
So when did you arrive in Stillwater? How long have you been here?
So almost 2 years now. My wife and I moved down here towards the end of April.
Okay.
So actually my first day was on April 29th. That was the Chickasha Wheat Field Day. So went to the field day from my very first day.
And started your orientation very quickly.
Yep.
And then
Got thrown into the fire right away, which is good.
You were on sunup pretty quickly after that too, seems like I remember.
Yep. I think we talked a little bit about stripe rust, if I recall correctly.
So where were you before then?
So before I came down here, I was in Wisconsin, finishing up my PhD at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Okay, in plant and soil
sciences? And getting my PhD in agronomy. Okay. So my major was agronomy, and I minored actually in plant pathology.
And is Wisconsin your home?
So Wisconsin is home for my wife.
Okay.
I'm from Southern Illinois originally. So I grew up in a little town about 45 miles northeast of St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. And then where did you do your undergraduate work and master's work?
So I'm a big baseball fan, and
okay.
my collegiate career, I've gone through the grand slam of education, I guess. I out of high school, I went to a junior college for 2 years because I got the opportunity to play baseball there. And I set myself up to where when I graduated from there, I could transfer to the University of Illinois and go into crop sciences. So I got my associate's degree from Springfield College in Illinois, and then transferred to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and got my bachelor's degree in crop sciences. And then after that, I went to Wisconsin, and that's where I got my master's and PhD in the soybean and small grains extension program. So I majored in agronomy and then minored in plant pathology.
So you had a love of baseball, and you obviously had a love of the land and a love of farming and soils, and so you were able to merge those two?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very thankful for that opportunity to play baseball. It was a lot of fun. It was either take this opportunity while I could, or go to the University of Illinois and start my collegiate career in crop sciences.
And you have a farming background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yep. So I grew up on a small farm near Mount Olive, as I mentioned, and we're small to a medium-sized farm overall, I guess. A lot of corn and soybean, as you'd imagine. We did grow a little bit of alfalfa as I was growing up, and we got out of that as the help all went to college, and as corn prices went up, so we got rid of the alfalfa stands, and we do grow a little bit of winter wheat, a little bit of soft red winter wheat. So a lot of work on the farm. We didn't have a lot of animals like a lot of people here do overall, and just in my area, a lot of people don't have animals overall, but we did earlier on in the farm. And actually, one unique thing about my family farm is my grandpa and grandma raised chickens, and they had about 3,000 chickens and sold the eggs to various stores and restaurants in the area, but they got out of that about the time I was born. So we've slowly, since I've been born, gotten out of the animal side and focused more on the crops, and right now we're primarily corn and soybean.
Okay. What do you think of the wind in Oklahoma?
Today it's pretty breezy outside. Yeah, pretty breezy outside. Overall, it's, in a lot of ways, it's pretty comparable to where I'm at in Illinois. It's maybe a little bit more trees back home than what we have here in a lot of places, but just really flat. Not a lot of things that are able to block the wind. So a lot of days back home too are kind of like here, where we get quite a bit of wind.
You mentioned, you're married, and there's a recent addition in the last year to the family. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah. So my wife and I had our first child, a little boy. His name's Caleb, and he was born last year, right at the end of the wheat field tour season. So he was born towards the end of May, and that was a lot of fun because we were going to these field days, knowing my wife is ready to give birth at any time, and I'm out on the road and just waiting for the phone call to come from her to get my rear end back to Stillwater. But he's been great. So he's a little over 9 months old now, and he's growing. I mean, he's growing like a weed. He's really close to walking, so he's pulling himself up on everything, and I think within a month or so he's gonna be walking. He likes to babble a lot. And he's just a lot of fun to play with.
I'm going to do rapid fire questions as we're approaching the wheat field here and getting ready for our interview. But what is your favorite color?
Green.
Green, like the color of
Like John Deere
wheat.
green.
John Deere green.
That too.
That is a popular color for sure. What is your favorite food?
Ooh, there are so many good foods out there.
Or maybe your top 2 or 3.
I'm not just saying it's because it's a beef state. It's hard to venture down beef in general. But I might put bacon above all those. And I think the beef producers out there would agree that bacon's pretty good too.
Bacon's delicious, yes. What is your, like, if you were going to have a day to yourself, what is something you would like to do? Just a day of fun. Like not having to work.
Not having to work.
You were just like had a day to just relax.
That's been quite a while.
I know.
You know,
I know the feeling.
I'd love to go to some sporting event, probably a baseball game.
Exactly. Okay. Well, we've arrived at the field, so we'll just kind of park here and get out and do our interview. So
Sounds
great
good.
to know a little bit more about you, David.
Yeah, thank you.